Goldie.
Hi. We are live, baby. Welcome, everybody. This is Friday Fun Day.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. So if you haven't gotten your popsicles out yet, go get your popsicles because we're here to chit chat and have fun. Is that not correct? Wow, you literally have every color.
Literally.
I'm just sticking, I guess, to the SP peaches. Hello, everybody. Hi, Susie Q. Hi, Goldie. Happy Friday. Happy Friday Fun Day. Woo. My
Hey, Mark.
Wow, this is actually really good. It's popsicle. It's all surge. We just jumped on this. We're like, we're gonna do Friday Fun Days and talk about fun stuff. Just because, I mean, not talk about it, just because we are fun. And most of the stuff we've been doing recently on our channels and on other people's channels has been like strictly more focused on Scientology's gross abuses and shit. And that can be hard on us. Like, it's hard for us to just constantly be like, because it's not just the interview or it's not just the video or that time. It's like with us while we're continuing our day. And so we're like, we need to have Friday Fun Day. Serge came up with that, Friday Fun Day, because we always say that, Friday Fun Day. And so it gives us the time to have fun and talk about, and we can chit chat with people here now, like more freely, I guess, not on such a hard subject all the time. Also, we had an amazing show last night. That was really fun. There were a lot of people commenting about your sexy legs. They just can't. They're like, if you're in the chat and you're listening and you either watched the show yesterday live on the internet or you were at it, let's see who's seen Serge's classic sexy legs. What do you think about them?
We don't have to talk about my legs.
That would be, Serge, can we get a little kicker upper?
Don't have to talk about my legs. No, it was a lot of fun yesterday, and yes, we're having our Friday decompression day. We were able to have our show yesterday, and that was so great. And today we've just been, you know, taking things easy and releasing content. And I mean, like Lara was saying, it's hard subjects and topics, but we're very, very passionate about all of what we speak about. So, you know, we have gotten comments about like, oh, you guys take care of your mental health and all of that. And it goes without saying, and we would never dismiss that advice now after being told that mental health was not a thing. We are very much aware that the only reason that we're able to even show up at all is because we are getting our mental health taken care of, and we're having a lot of fun. Our lives outside of that horrific hotel, you guys, let me tell you, it gets immediately better once you leave. So as much pain as suffering as we went through, it's because we were kids and we didn't know any better. But, you know, since we have left and now our life is good. Now, don't you have a lyric like now my life is good, something like that?
Yeah, it's well, it's like if you the fear's intrusive, but love has stronger ways. So open up and let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go away. Yeah.
And every time
you'll find yourself with that
this show is just an opportunity to let it go away. And it's a new beginning. Every opportunity is a new beginning. And every day that goes by is one day more farther away than that memory is from us. But, you know, we are put in this position to advocate on behalf of a lot of our friends that are not able to even speak. And we understand them because the struggle is real. It's not easy to discuss these things, but we're happy about it.
And you're doing them in heels.
Oh yeah, I mean, I 6 inches and above.
Don't get it twisted. Okay. Serge definitely got a beautiful collection of heels.
I have ones here, but they're not the ones I wore yesterday, but sort of. See you guys.
Amazing. Wait, you wore those yesterday, no?
No, that's another one.
Look at those bad boys. Look at those bad girls. Oh, cutie. Look, a little baby. The little babies.
These ones
so cutely behind
the ones worn yesterday, you guys, are these.
Look at those. Look at those.
These are the ones that made it to the dance to the concert yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Brian Atwood. If any of y'all on the chat want to get some nice, very tall heels, check out Brian Atwood, even though I'm not sponsored. So you're not getting a discount from me, but yeah, I just like heels that are actually heels. Like kitten heel, forget it. You will never catch me dead in a kitten heel.
I mean, at a certain point, it could turn into like old lady. No matter how sexy it looks, a kitten heel is not. Clickety clack clang. What did right here? This one.
Malensky, Serge, I agree with your criticism of mainstream media as concerned to Scientology. It's hard to understand what they are afraid of. Well, thank you so much, Mankey, for that, because one of the reasons of why this platform is allowing us to own our voice and to finally be unedited. The mainstream media, it's not like they don't get it, but you know what that saying is? Put your money where your mouth is. Investigations require an investment, and these corporations are so self-serving that they could really not care any less. Like if their budget doesn't say, let's spend all this money in investigating and really getting to the bottom of things. And that's why we see all these like glib investigations. It's just like, okay, $10K for this investigation. Like, and I get it. Everybody has to work and everybody has to make money. But, plenty of these news organizations are making so much money in ad revenue is ridiculous that they don't spend that money back into actually giving these investigations a real backing. I'm not against all these journalists. I just think that they're just doing a very sloppy job, and it has to be called out because they're the ones doing it. I mean, I can't say that being a journalist is an easy job. I'm sure it's not. And it's really not when you have even the corporate executives that do have the funds and who are controlling all of that, not even giving them all the tools that they need to do their job. So it's a very vicious circle. But that's the beauty of YouTube. We don't need any money to tell it like it is for what we witnessed, right?
Yeah. And this is, I think, on the same line. So I'm just throwing this up as well.
Oh, yeah. I've noticed not just media, but corporations in general are terrified of getting sued lately. They fire people at the drop of the hat for the slightest peep that could possibly be offensive. I mean, yeah, and I get that all kinds of corporations have to have guardrails and security checks to not get sued. Nobody wants to get sued. Nobody wants to do the wrong thing. But once again, like some of these jobs come with certain responsibilities. And I think that's what we're juxtaposing here. In Scientology, we're data mining us ad nauseum and using all the information they were getting out of us against us. But then when we go to the media, they also data mine us. And then come to find out, they're not really getting to the bottom of these stories, and they're dehumanizing us in the process. I mean, I'm sure it's nothing personal. I'm sure that they're just like, okay, this is a job, I'm doing this, and then I'm moving on. But we're the kids that experience this, and we're speaking on behalf of those that don't even have a clue that they're being abused. I mean, it's taken us.
Yeah, they don't. That's reminding me of this thing that somebody like kind of tweaks me a little bit. Is when you're in there, you don't know. The people we're advocating for do not know how to get out. They don't. Even if they were pulled aside to privately be asked and to privately be able to be told, like, you would still be afraid. You would still be like, oh no, I'm not trying to leave. So that's where people have to really wake up and listen to what we're talking about, because this isn't just like, and part of the thing is, the trauma connection and all this, the fear of saying everything and having people fall, that's part of the abuse of Scientology. So when we're scared, or when we're not afraid, and no, we're here to speak for the people who don't know how to do it. They have no access to leave. They are literally in a mental prison. So bite your fucking tongue when you're like, well, don't you worry about the other people that are. No, we're not. We are worried. That's why we're talking about it. Anywho, I don't want to go on. This is fun. Friday fun day. Just keeping it real hot. Ooh, let's go back to
how fun. It's like, well, hello. I mean, maybe some people like to be told off. I don't know.
Yeah, who the fuck knows?
If you want to be told off, come to us, because we've been trained by the master of sadism, L. Ron Hubbard. He was all about that. I mean, would you do Respect by Aretha Franklin? I don't know. Could you do that, Laura?
I mean, I can, but both of us said, would you both please duet Respect?
Respect. Well, that's a good one.
That would be a good one. We could do it our way for sure. Aretha's got them. I mean, I got my own type of vocals, but that's Aretha right there. She's a queen. Yeah, we could do that. A little respect, fucking Scientology show a little respect. R-A-S-B-C-T. That's all we're asking for is just a little respect. P to the S. I'm also doing a live tomorrow night. Oh, did you misheard? Oh, cute. That's very cute, Goldie. Good job.
Well, shout out to us, you guys. Next time we're gonna have better sound. The sound of our lives didn't really come through in the way that we wanted to, so you can get a little taste of it. But we're gonna be doing a lot of these concerts. We have a lot of stuff lined up and a lot of really exciting things that we're working on behind.
Yeah, and we also have videos coming from the show last night that actually sound amazing and are really good.
Yeah, so
we're sorry that the sound sounded great at the show if you were there.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry for the live stream. I'm sorry for the live.
Like, this sounds horrible. I'm like, I don't want people to listen to acid.
I don't give a fuck. I'm like, put it up, put it in, let's go. So we're just saying that the sound in the actual, we're gonna find maybe somebody, if y'all out there know anything about if we do want to be live streaming through our phones and we are at a concert, is there some way or special microphone that's really specifically good for this? Let us know. Give us some little tips on how to do that, because we're going to need to know. What did we get to this?
So you don't also need to make every episode or segment immediately accessible to someone who has never heard of Scientology. I think this is part of what makes it hard for MSM to go deep.
What's MSM?
I guess they're referring to the news network, MSNBC or something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, look, a lot of, that's why we're contextualizing all the things that we have not been able to say when we've been interviewed by these segments. And that's why it's great to have these reaction videos, because we get a chance to set the record straight. And, we are dumbing it down so that no one can play dumb with us anymore. And I think that's actually great progress. And look, and again, it's like, we all have a diverse way of explaining what happened to us. So we can only speak from our vantage point, what we saw, how we saw it, and the points that we want to make, but it's the diversity of SPTV coming together all the creators on SPTV are great, and they all have incredible points to make themselves. Like, we're all, it's diversity that creates the power. No one, because we all lived it, you know.
Yeah. Malarkey said, I have to say that until you both joined the platform, I had no idea how much Scientology was exploiting children at all levels. I mean, the messengers on the ship was effing weird. Like, that right there. Like, this is the beginning of L. Ron Hubbard's creation of the Sea Org, was started on immature little children and adults that were immature, that he was manipulating into Scientology auditing and following his beginnings of his cult.
Yeah, well, so, that is how most of these child trafficking rings actually operate and work. Somebody at the top recruits younger people, and then they get into the cycle of abuse, and then before they know it, their whole identity is that, to abuse others and make it okay. And well, you know, I'm glad that more people are finding out about the kids issue. You know, that's the one that we speak ad nauseum about, just because that's what we experience. So, you know, whatever we experience is not to say that other people didn't experience other abuse. And even if, you know, we do prioritize the abuse of children, because frankly, it needs to be prioritized. Like, they don't have a way to defend themselves, and we know that firsthand. So, you know,
yeah, we don't need a reason to do this. We're already doing it. Like, yeah, we've had the reason our whole lives. So the reason we are just now doing this on YouTube, like we said a million times, is that every platform, oh, by the way, MSM is mainstream media. Thank you, Hilton.
Thank you for that.
AKA COB ILF, whatever. I feel like that's Hilton Flaps, AKA COB Life. Anyways, whatever. Is that there haven't been platforms for us to do it. They either, oh, we can't say this. Oh, we have to show, you know, we have to say allegedly. We have to show evidence that we were molested or raped as children. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Fuck off. We're not talking to Scientologists, you know? Fuck off. We're talking to the world. I giggled when you gave up the white scarf during the show last night or so. Dude, that shit was not going on. And I was like, all right, I gotta get back into the show. Second and third generation should all do their own documentary and put it out there on YouTube. No one can sue you for sharing your stories because they are true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, we're coming up with this information, and I also want to say, you know, we're only going to be speaking about this subject as long as there's no change for those kids. Like, we don't want to continue talking about the subject ad nauseum. We're so sick of it and it's so gross, but we are connecting with all of you, and you are helping us, and we see a light at the end of the tunnel, and we see hope. And I know that, you know, we will together stop this insanity, all of us.
Yeah. Did I do that one?
Yeah.
Oh, Serge made the thing about the auditing itself being abused for both the PC and auditor really quick for me. I didn't see that before. Nice. Yeah. Serge is great at just like certain things. I mean, certain things you just boop, boop. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm so glad you just boop. You put it there instead of me having to explain like some fucking hard explanation.
And Laura, like, I also feel like I was a child auditor, right? So I did this like the back. I know these policies like the back of my hand. Unfortunate for me, but fortunate right now, because you know what? It's like, it's very, I've talked to a lot of second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation kids that don't know how to explain what happened to them. It was all like, you know, that reaction video I did on what is the name of the, I just literally blanked out the name of the girl that was on Aaron's video. Anyways, I did a reaction video to this girl that talked about her abuse as a child. And, you know, she says everything was weird. Like, they were having us do this, they were having us do that. It's all confusing and it's all weird. As a child, nothing in those hotels makes sense. Like, literally, like, you're just flabbergasted every day. Like, what's going on? Why is everyone yelling? Why is everyone beating each other? Like, what in the hell is going on? But we're supposed to be a religion and everyone's using expletives. I mean, you just heard.
And we're smiling. We're smiling all about it.
Thrown around everywhere. We're like, F this and F that and get your effing S. And it's like,
Get your fucking ethics in.
If we said that, you wouldn't even know you were in a church if you actually
He needs to
eavesdropped.
fucking go in session. He needs to fucking get his roots in. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
It's so funny.
But no fucking.
Yeah.
Question: what music did you have access to as kids? You go first, Serge.
I love this question.
I know. I was like, whoa, somebody's asking some
This
great
question is the
questions
bomb.
that are
Thank
totally
you,
related to Scientology.
You know what? I would say like music for me was like my savior. Like I disassociated out of everything that was going on around me by listening to Madonna, by listening to I have a lot of like Latin music that I listened to growing up. There was a Spanish group called Mecano that was very popular in Mexico that I loved.
I need to start writing notes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so wait,
you know,
when you went to Florida, did your music style change there with the people you were around, or was it kind of like, oh, I'm listening to
no, I
music?
mean, I always loved music. I mean, I was always
So like in Mexico, you were already loving music, but when you went to Clearwater, you were just when did you find it as like an escape more than at least I mean for the Sea
well,
Org, or did
no,
you
because
also
no,
escape
remember,
before
I mean, you know, our
with your
childhood,
parents?
our
Yeah.
entire infancy was a nightmare, you guys, because the thing is, like, even though I was only in the Sea Org 5 years, I was born in the Sea Org too, like Laura, but I was in Mexico. The first 5 years of my life were in the Sea Org, and then we left. And then when we left, that's when after 5 years old, I mean, in Mexico, my earliest childhood memories were already like Madonna. Like I was already watching MTV as a little child in Mexico City.
Wait,
And then
how old were you? What age?
this had to be like 84, like, so I was like 4 or 5, and I would like
Wow.
listen. I was obsessed with music videos. I would watch music videos and dance, and I was always dancing. That was like the way to, again, it's like it always kind of gave me relief. You know, it was like a lot of anxiety in our house. It's again because everybody acted crazy. Like the smallest problem could be turned into this like huge ordeal because of just utter dysfunctional information that our parents were, you know, making big problems out of nothing, for example, you know. So it was
Like when one time I read that reminds me of this time I was at the Int Ranch. I would think this was very creative. Now that I'm like listening, being my older me looking down, I would think this is very creative. But somehow I knew to take the old, the toilet paper roll, the cardboard, and I would unpeel it. I would unpeel it. I unpeeled 2 rolls. They were about this long. So then when you unpeel them, so then I would redo it. So it made like a cone shape. And then I took the silver duct tape from the tool shed and the maintenance shed and was making Madonna cone boob bras. And I got fucking they made me feel like I was trying to start sexual activities at the Inn Ranch. And I was like, oh, that's already been happening.
Shout out to the people at the Inn Ranch with the hypocrisy that a literal child was the problem about something sexual when they were.
I was like 8 years old, 7 years old. And they're right. They should be complete. But the thing that I was looking at the back of Madonna's CD, booklets, and I would, in the boys' bathroom with her black hair, and I was just like,
I mean, we were so overexposed. I mean, now that I look back at it, I'm like, how inappropriate. I was like, I bought erotica when I was like 11, like the erotica.
Yeah, like why are some things allowed and some weren't?
Well, like it didn't matter. I mean, my parents, it didn't matter. Like we were kids, but we weren't kids. I mean, we've made that point a million times that we were treated as adults, and so it's like all these boundaries were nothing.
What music? Okay, I want to emphasize on is it Kaz or Kaz?
Kaz.
Because I have a friend named Katz, Katz. So I keep wanting to say Katz. Anywho, and he also has a very small little black Chihuahua named Lily Bug. Anywho, what music did you have access is the very key question here for me, at least. As a kid, what music did you have access to?
Oh, I had access to literally like music. No one could keep me from music. Like my dad
So
tried to be like, "Oh,
they
you
weren't
can
that
listen
you
to
can't
this." Or,
listen to this. Yeah, yeah.
he did try of like, "Oh, this is too sexual" or whatever. But I would be like, "Oh, okay, dad, whatever." And then I would just like sneak it in. I was, music was how I would like just lose myself. So I had rap. I loved rap. I love, Latin music. I love hip hop and rock, not so much. I mean, Nirvana, I was huge when I was like literally in high school when that CD dropped of the baby in the pool. But so yeah, I mean, art and music were definitely the way to disassociate from the dysfunction. Like I feel
Oh
like
yeah. And for me, our music was very restricted, especially in terms of like being able to physically buy it. And so was our lip gloss. So we're gonna go ahead and have freedom and put this on. So my stage name actually is Laura FM, and it's because I was so addicted to the radio because it was the only thing we were allowed to listen to. If we were working hard enough, they would allow us, like somebody who was rich enough, like Becky Hughes or one of the rich kids' parents that were executives or were previously big millionaires before they fucking joined the Sea Org, and so they still have some money hiding somewhere. They were the ones who were allowed to have these radios or whatever. And eventually my mom did get me a radio, which was like one of my favorite fucking presents ever. And of course, why I love my mom still to this day, probably just because of that radio. I have a big radio. Anywho, so the thing is that if we were able to buy a fucking CD, you would spend basically half your fucking year's paycheck because you're getting $7 an hour. I mean, $7 a week. So one fucking CD is like what? In from BMG or whatever. We were doing those subscriptions. Like it was so hard. And some kids were like, okay, I'll let you get 5 CDs for 3. Yeah. And then it was just a big mess.
Was such a scam because then you were like stuck having to buy all these things and you're like, oh no.
And like, how do I yeah, because you have to keep doing it. And we know nothing about the outside world. So we're just kind of like, what happens if we don't? So we'd either get CDs that way through like BMG's program of like buy 5 or get a friend in and you get 10 free or something. Or it was the radio. And so it was K-Rock, it was, Star 98.7 or whatever it was during those years. On the radio, speaking of Spanish, I used to always mimic the Spanish, sometimes the radio stations would go out. And so I would just scroll through like listening. Can you just imagine like this little girl scrolling through the tune, like through all the radios, like shifting through the state and like, and then like, oh, the Lord has taken you, it's like going through it. Anyways, I was very addicted to the radio, and not because I was like addicted to the radio. I mean, I was addicted to learning how to play and record tape players and cassettes. Like when you just stick the toilet paper in the, did you ever do that? We would stick the toilet paper in a blank or another shitty tape or something, put it in and record, right? Like whenever a good song or something came on K-Rock, totally illegal. But we would just be like record like so that we can have, and then we would write on it like, okay, this has Madonna, like a Virgin K-Rock, whatever. So yeah, that was my access to music. And we were not allowed to have posters or idolizing any of these people on the walls. So to do it would just be like, we would be hiding it or getting in trouble, like from somebody yelling at me, making a Madonna cone bra out of toilet paper and duct tape. Mm-hmm. And look at my options. Okay, no, not markers or things. My options that I came up with to make this project were duct tape and toilet paper cardboard roll. Yeah, like those 2 items are just hanging around in anybody's child's vicinity to create and play. Duct tape. Anywho. All right. So was that good? Yeah. So I'm definitely an 80s, 90s baby. Anything that was playing from 86 till now, that's in my head. It's in my head. Love the
Cranberries. Oh my
Cranberries.
God, I love cranberries. Do you have to
Zombie.
let it linger? Do you
Yeah.
have to? Do you
Let
have
it linger. Do you have to?
You
Yeah.
know I'm such a fool for
Fool for
you.
you. You nothing around your finger. Oh, you got me wrapped around your fingers.
I mean, so much like
You
many things that I feel like we felt through those lyrics that we weren't allowed to say, but at least in the lyrics we were
or
allowed.
maybe they were even getting us, you know, how we say it was our escape. They were getting us through moments. Like
Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. I mean, I literally know
all the time.
whole
All the
entire album.
Literally. Oh my God. I love music so much.
Want you
to know
that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. I know the version of me.
Is she perverted like me?
Okay,
Would
we were
she
thinking
go
this
down on
yesterday.
you
We're
in
still under 18,
happy?
but we're like, yeah, is she perverted like me? And we're like,
would she go down on you in a theater? Like, no, we did not know what we were
and
singing.
will she have your baby? I'm sure she'll make a
really excellent
mother.
mother. Yeah, mother.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right, so that's our music land, everybody. And so now you know where the LFM, Lara FM stuff comes from, where this brain of installed music. The other thing I can't help get rid of, Serge, is like just like all these lyrics and songs we know. I'm sorry, but I can't for the life of me ever get rid of the definition of a team or knowledge reports or the third, you know, whatever. The Scientology songs. One man had a vision, or the Auditor's Day song, or the how many people had to sing that song?
Oh my God, my teenage bedroom was wallpapered with Rod Stewart.
Fuck yeah,
Goldie, yeah, we love Rod. I mean, you know what? My dad liked Rod Stewart, and I think that ruins Rod Stewart for me. He was like a big Rod Stewart person, and you know that was like my dad. Oh, my dad liked music a lot, so that was like the one and only thing that we ever could talk about anything. You know, it was like music. But yeah, Rod Stewart. But you know, but I like him now that you like him, Goldie.
Oh yeah, Goldie, you're slowly making everything okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You're healing our little hearts. You're healing our, just like your mod heart, you're healing our hearts.
Yeah.
Free Xenu Project as the philosopher. Is that what that is? Or am I? But it says, doesn't it say philosopher?
Yeah.
I'm such a bad speller. So I mean, I'm not a bad speller, but I'm being a rude biatch right now. Remember the light at the end of the tunnel could be you, right?
Well, we are shining a light somehow. So
let me shine a little light. Yes. I have a song about that too.
Thank you so much, Xenu Project, because your support.
And
you're always support. You're always on these chats. You're always holding space for us, and you rock.
You fucking rock, brah, or girl, whoever you are, hiding behind that name. Cute. What's this one? We're gonna close this up in 10 minutes. So I'm very excited about these questions and chats. Now I can actually see the highlights because of the little monetization or whatever. I'm able to, instead of being like, put a Q in front of your question. Well, I guess people should still do that if they don't want to send a sticker chat or whatever. Here you go. Oh, did you have something else up there, Serge?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can undo that one. Yeah, I can undo that one. Sorry. Okay, here. Cassie Isaac says, thank you both for telling your stories and bringing attention to the horrible things that have happened and are still happening for the people in the back, as Serge likes to say.
Yeah, but thank you, Casey, because again, it's you guys are the ones that are holding the space for this information to come out, right? And we have tried all these avenues and we haven't gotten anywhere, but we are here. And this is
and I'm I mean, yeah, we go through depressions and things like this, but it's like healthy depression. It's like coming out of it. So you're seeing yourself going through it because you've already, this is an old thing. It's an old fucking boulder just sitting on our back all the time. And everybody's finally going, hey, you have a big boulder on your back. And you're going, wow, thank you for telling me, you know. Sorry, not to be that. Yes, so thank you, Casey. It's everything, all the love, all the support is so awesome.
I feel it's relevant though. Sometimes you keep chasing the light at the end of the tunnel ad nauseum and realize you have discovered who you are, and the light was who you are searching to be. Yes. Well, we are the light and we are the darkness. Both. Madonna was my idol growing up. I knew every move to every video. Yeah.
I feel like Madonna, look, I'm going to be open. I have a judgmental idea of Madonna. So I'm going to say that out right now. I'm not being rude. I'm just giving you my inside.
You don't judge Nicki Minaj, you're safe.
Hi, Nicki don't got nothing to judge.
Literally,
but what I'm saying, I love the old Madonna. I love the old Madonna.
Same.
Like the new Madonna. I mean, and also I've learned a lot about life and stuff. I've learned that producers work on music, and a lot of people wrote a lot of Madonna's songs, like especially her old songs. So it's kind of like, do I like Madonna? Yes. I love the old Madonna of her, like wild, just not caring what people, and putting big stamps in the road for a lot of creative artists today. So yeah. I love Madonna. That's not a question. I very much respect more probably and idolize more the producers and the people making the music behind that are making all these, like, you know, I respect her too. I love Madonna. That's what I'm saying. But I do love the old raw. That's very much my style. 80s, 90s, open, being creative, wearing funky things, making clothes out of nothing, and just being super, yeah. So I had to put that up there because me too Madonna fan, but I wanted to be very clear. Oh, good. Kaz is pronounced like Spaz, or one of my favorite bands. Yas, nice, Kaz. Her Loverboy and Iron Maiden the same year, around 81. By the way, I'm going to see Iron Maiden, y'all. If y'all are going to the Power Trip Festival in October, come say hi to me. I'll be camping out there for 3 days, seeing all the bands. There's amazing bands performing. Iron Maiden's one of them. Oh, yes. Extra Love from the Cranberries. And the Nellies. Yes. Cuties. Okay. If you see any, Serge, let me know. Can you see them or no?
Let me open them because
Okay, sorry. I'm like making you get to work. You're like, this is fun day. I'm supposed to just not be doing anything.
Loved the show last night. I only got to see the last 4 to 5 songs live, but it was awesome. Even with the sound recording stuff, it was fabulously awesome. Yay. Thank you, Carol.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And thank you for your donations, guys. This is so fun. I actually not forgot. I just was thinking I had to like click on a few things and still do signups for these cute for the donations, and I'm like, what? They're already popping in here. This is so amazing. Yeah. Oh, that was supposed to be Philosopher Tyler. You know, Steven Tyler. Oh, Steven Tyler. Oh, what's that song he does? One of his main hit ones. I listen to that song still today, and it saves me. There's this, of course, I'm not going to remember it now, so I'm not even going to friggin' try here. Some of these questions. Serge mentioned that because he was so young, he didn't see the red flags during the auditing. At what point did both of you see the red flags and realize you needed to get out and heal?
Well, we never saw the red flags when we were there. It was too hard because again, they had programmed us to believe that was us and that the ideas had something to do with us. So it really was only until we fully cut ties, fully cut out the language out of our lives, got rid of all the people that were into that. I mean, it took so much detoxification from all the toxicity that was there. And that's why whenever people say, oh, the disconnection policy is so toxic, it's like, it's not toxic, you know, it's used as a threat. But that's what's toxic about it. Oh, we're going to disconnect you. We're going to threaten you with this. So that's very toxic. But the actual separation of you from people that are going to override all your boundaries, like we need to advocate for them, like in cases of, like, you know, violence, domestic violence. Because again, what we're realizing in Scientology is that, you know, we're not that different or special from, you know, child trafficking victims or domestic violence victims. It's all the same sham. It's all the same narcissism. It's all the same playbook. It's all the same
Poison.
stuff. So,
right.
you know, now we realize the red flags after a lot of therapy and after a lot of taking the trauma and sitting with it and going through these very difficult emotions. And now we're like, okay, yeah, this is going on. This is unacceptable. This was, you know, crazy. So, you know,
I would also say that there's when you like we're fucking screaming out to the world, when you're in there, you don't have your own thought process. So to even realize, all your thoughts are hijacked. So, so first of all, no, they don't have a voice in there and they have no way to even ask for help. And then second of all, I didn't realize I need any healing until my body physically left the base and I was shipped off to Los Angeles. Like, I don't know I'm needing healing when I'm in there.
You were still here. You were working for Scientologists. Like,
you know, 10 years.
Such a long
road. Took my old band, Little Red Radio. It took me getting out in the world.
It really does. So, but
nobody was on YouTube.
You know, we're here to fast track all those people that don't have to take 10 years. You know, it's like some of us are connecting dots for them so that when they come out, they're like, oh, so you do go to therapy. Oh, so it does help. Oh, so they are mandated reporters. Question: if they do get Miscavige in a civil court case, would you guys go? You know, civil court cases are for money and for exposure. And we're really interested in criminal case. This is a criminal situation. We're not interested in getting some settlement from these people to be told to shut up for the rest of our lives, because we literally could not care less. We support everyone that's in civil litigation right now because that's what's needed in order to expose the facts. Because apparently law enforcement cannot see a single thing wrong that was done to us. We keep getting told, you deserved it all. It's all okay. We have nothing to do with this. We can't see anything. So, you know, the civil litigation is also crisis managed by these people because they make sure that your statutes of limitations run out after so much unthinkable abuse. I mean, it took us so long, what we're talking about here, that to even realize that it was child trafficking. I mean, you know, reconciling the betrayal of your own parents being the traffickers. I mean, that's not something you can just come out of that and be like, oh, they've been lying to me the whole time. Oh, they've been.
You need to learn what trafficking is. You need to learn what narcissism is. You need to learn what manipulation is. And then to even put all these horrible things to your parents' face, there's a physical reaction. There's literally a physical thing, a physical bash in the head when I'm going, could my mom possibly be that?
Yeah.
No, my trauma is already telling us, no, don't think that. You're so bad for thinking your mom could be that way. And that was part of the abuse.
Yeah.
Question: were you scared of non-Scientologist people when you started to get away from the cult? 100%. I was not scared. I was I know more than you do. And I'm not going to get too close to you because you don't really get shit. Like in life, I was just, boundaries were up without me even realizing.
I compare it to like leaving like a high level of security clearance, like, you know, intelligence operation where you don't want anyone to know your past. You don't want them to know anything because you're so disgusted by it and you're so embarrassed by it because you're like, I can't relate to anybody telling them that I was working at this hotel doing this horrific thing. I have no idea about, like. So you just try to paint this like, oh, I do this, I do that. Like, you know, a lot of us, you know, a lot of people didn't even know. And there's so many of them out there already the people don't know that they were in Scientology at all, and they don't want anyone to know. I mean, so many of, these under the radar people, like they have
like
a whole
there's like an under
life.
yeah, there's
You
an
know?
underground, there's an under padding that you feel like I'm embarrassed by this, even though at points you can almost say like, okay, I guess I understand that some people are very involved in religion and very involved in something. Even if we gave ourselves that, we're still like, yeah, but it's just too much and embarrassing. It's literally somebody running away from a PTSD situation. Like, yeah, you're just like, good. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got one more, and then we're gonna head off, my little babes. Do we have their? Yeah, there's just people adding. Oh yeah. Oh, hi, watching from Scotland. They yeah. And thank you for watching Scotland. I don't know why I did that accent. I'm never doing Scotland accents ever again. Okay, one last one. I don't want to bring this up, but I agree. If the Jane Does hadn't sued Danny, there would never have been charges. Someone has to sue for the government to pay attention. Exactly. So, I mean, that question about the would you go? I would definitely, just like I went to Danny's court case to see and ensure that like I mean, I guess I was going to really support the Jane Does, period. Whether we thought Danny was going to get away with
filing, they meant more like, would you guys file? And the thing is,
if it's filing, no. I mean, I feel like I'm not going to ever sign anything that says, hey, you're going to be with what you did if you give me a certain amount of money. While my parents and my the kids growing up in Scientology currently are still being abused the way we were. So money's not going to do this.
Yeah,
money's not going to do it. We can get money on our YouTubes, so we don't need the government fucking trying to distract us with that. We need justice, and we need it like from the only law system that we have. So we're not accepting your money.
Effective to change inside those hotels, like that's the
100%.
only, and but again, we support all civil litigation because it's so important,
because it's helping. Yes,
and a lot of us, again, going back to the complication and going back to putting your money where your mouth is. Well, civil litigation is extremely expensive, so all civil lawyers have to wage a whole manner of things about whether they can think they can win the case and this and that. But we have the most confident, best attorneys that are handling the Valeska Paris lawsuit, Cohn, Swift, and Graf, and there's very good attorneys that are on our side trying to help, but it's complicated, this law thing, and we get it. So we're actually being part of the solution, being able to expose the facts here, because once the public understands what's going on, nobody wants to see kids be abused, period, full stop. We know that, and we've seen that out of all the humanity that has been shown to us. So right now it's just a matter of understanding that is a very severe issue to really focus on. Not to say that other things don't have to get sorted out there, sort out everything, but we're just focused on the kids right now.
Yeah, we're focused on the kids. And when the world is open enough to see what's actually going on with that, then they're going to start going, okay, now that we see this to the kids, so they are also doing this to their SEERG members and to the elderly and to everybody else. And the elderly are next. Everything is a part of this. Right now, this is handling and giving us strength from trauma and PTSD. And we've found it with you guys.
Great advocates for the adult problems that they went through. And,
totally. And they can be adult enough to figure it out. Yeah.
They have to.
We're not here for you anymore.
We're supporting them, advocating for them and what it is that they feel needs to be sorted for them. Because everybody deserves justice, period. Like, justice is equal for all. So everybody deserves justice. And that's what we're here for. Make sure that law is supposed to be everyone treated the same. Well, we're going to make sure that treatment of the same is actually not just a talking point. Yeah, exactly. And we aren't just a talking point, but we will be talking later. And we will see you next Friday for Happy Fun Friday. And thank you for making our Fridays fun as well. We love you. Talk soon. Ciao.